Okay. Hi guys, Blake here with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on beautiful Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Monday the 14th of December and this is the One Cast. Today I boated up here. I'm all the way up by the cable and I had a lot of luck on a brown jig yesterday, so I'm going to try it again today. Except I'm going to go a little heavier. They're running 4,100 CFS, so, you know, about a unit and a half or so. I have a 16th ounce brown on brown on 4-pound test. Oh, there we go. No snow today. We still got some residual left over. It's warmed up to about 40. There we go. About 40 degrees outside. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, let's see, fishing reports for today. We sent a couple boats out. I saw our John boat out there, passed them down by Short Creek. I haven't got to talk to them yet. But our bass boat that went out was headed back in just a little bit ago. They said the bite was a little slow for them, but they came up here. I'm not sure if they were fishing jigs or not. I didn't talk to them and see what they were fishing. They just said that they caught a few fish up here. Ryan Williams that works for us, he's up here with a mutual friend of ours, and they just got out a little bit ago. So they caught 3 fish. One of them was a creek chub on an all ginger jig, and nothing officially on the first cast. I brought the Signature Series 606 Rainbow with me today. I'm gonna actually break it out here in a second, throw it along this bluff. This is a great bluff for throwing jerk baits on. I just wanted to try the jig to start off with here. So on a flow like we got right now, a 16th ounce is just about right. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the jerkbait for a little bit, and then I'll switch back to the jig. Okay. So, I've got, this is the 606 model. That is the juvenile rainbow pattern, the Signature Series there. And, like I said, this bluff is always usually pretty good to me, and it is getting later in the afternoon, so that is a good time to throw jerk baits. Now that we're getting higher oxygen levels, the fish will be more active in terms of chasing something. And on the 606 specifically, it doesn't require really giant jerks. It actually will kind of not work right if you jerk it too hard. So it's more like twitches. You get a medium action rod. This one's 5.5 foot. And you just, whenever you land that bait against the bank over there, and you want to get it as close to the bank as you can, you want to do 6 or 7 real quick twitches straight off the landing. And then I usually do 4 to 6 twitches in between with a 1 or 2 second pause. The rainbows in here prefer prefer to hit the bait whenever it pauses. But if you're specifically targeting brown trouts, I suggest that you just continuously work the bait. This bait suspends to about 5 foot. That suspending action is super important. If that bait looks unnatural or floats or sinks too fast, a lot of the times they'll reject it, they'll turn around and swim away. So just a series of really small twitches. You want to do a lot of twitches. You don't need to be reeling the bait in. You're really just leaving a little slack in the line, and you're just reeling your slack. With lots of little twitches. And a lot of the time the water that you're working, oop, there was a hit. The water that you're working over there all the way against the bank is usually moving just a little bit slower. So you can use your trolling motor to kind of keep the boat going at the same speed as the water that's against the bank. And that will also cause your bait to do a little swing, okay, because you're slowing the boat down, and that jerk bait gets out into the faster current, and it kind of gives it a little swinging motion. And that swinging motion can produce fish sometimes as well. So it doesn't hurt to slow the boat down a little bit when you're working the very edge of a bank. And same goes for using a jig. Ooh. The fish that are going to hit this method is not necessarily something that's going to produce the most fish, but the fish that will hit this usually just are very aggressive, and they will absolutely just smash that bait. They're usually the ones that put up a better fight. The snow hasn't melted off the bluffs yet. Everything still looks real pretty. I'm seeing a large group of fish down here in front of me, but they did not seem interested in my jerkbait today. I ran it right in front of their faces right here. There's really no specific set pattern of pops. You just kind of play around with it and pick some different rhythms, and just the idea is that you want to keep that bait just twitching like crazy. That's what gets that reaction strike from the fish. I'm actually gonna cut across here. I'm gonna try the jig over here on this bank below outlet 2, which I haven't thrown the 606 in a long time, but there's a lot of bigger rainbows and browns that stack up along this bank over here. Go back and make sure my motor's trimmed up, because once we get down in front of outlet 3, the water is going to get real shallow. Oh no. Seen a lot of really nice browns pulled out down this bank between outlet 2 and outlet 3. I've caught a couple nice ones here, and I've caught the very first rainbow trout jerkbait signature series I ever painted. Was a 606, and I brought it up here the first day I got the clear coat done, and I fished it right here where we're at right now, and I caught one of my biggest rainbows at that time, which was a 24-inch rainbow. Running a 606 rainbow down this bank. If you cast into a really shallow area and you know it is, you can up twitch. You can twitch the rod up, and that'll keep it from diving its full 5 foot. Alright, a couple more casts of this and I'm going to go back to the jig. But this is a very effective method for targeting big trophy trout. Alright, one more cast. Now, I'm drifting in front of outlet 3 here, so I know that the water is real shallow through here, so we're going to give it all up twitches here. Alright, well, no takers on the jerkbait today. And we are in some real shallow water, so I'm going to throw same jig except 1/32 ounce on 2-pound test, and I'm even going to try to attempt to hold the boat kind of right here in front of these riffles. I'm seeing quite a few fish held up in here. There are some very big rainbows right here. This would be one of those spots to right here in front of outlet 3 to hit spot lock and just swinging your jigs to the seam line here. looks like they might be slowing the water down. We got about 6 inches of drop over there on the bank. But if you ever find some real swift oh, there was a fish. If you ever find some real quick, swift, rippling water like this, a lot of the time, the fish that are set in current that strong are usually looking for stuff to come tumbling past them. And you can kind of take advantage of that and hold right where they're feeding and try to swing something in front of them. This method, you're gonna probably use a lot more casts. I found somebody else's fishing line. Oh yeah, looks like somebody was throwing a sculpin and ginger jig with an orange head. Take that and put it in the boat. All right, I'm gonna go to I think this water is moving just a little too fast for this little guy. So I'll go back to the 16th ounce. Okay. Even with 4,000 cubic feet per second running, if you're drifting over this far on the north bank through the flat, you want to have your motor trimmed up. It's pretty shallow. I've even got the trolling motor, the locking collar raised up a little bit here. Approaching outlet 4. It's just a big drain pipe in the side of the hill there, but it's always got water running out of it. That spot is where I caught my 26-inch rainbow. Actually, it's a big eddy over there, and you can pull your boat up in there and actually hold pretty still for the most part. And the fish do congregate in there, but they seem to be a little smarter. You'll see a whole bunch of them over there and have a hard time catching many of them if you're sitting on top of them. I was trusting in my brown jig so much today that I didn't even bring any other colors of jigs with me. Oh, I missed that one. It's been a long time since I fished down this north bank. So once you get down below outlet 4, you got this big sycamore that's been in the water for a long time. And then there's this kind of this rock shelf that goes from here all the way down to the boat ramp. And it sure is, that's another good spot to throw those shallower diving jerk baits. A lot of browns like to hang out underneath that rock shelf. I think the water's moving. Oh, there's a fish. Aha, what do I got here? That ain't no trout. That is Taneycomo Creek chub. And his belly is packed full. I'll tell you what, this water over here, because of that inside bend, is moving slower. I'm gonna go back to the 132nd. Sometimes I'll do a little test in front of me and see how fast the jig sinks. If it sinks too slow, I know that it's probably not gonna work, but that 132nd, I was jig sinking just right in this water over here on this side. There was a fish right there off the drop. There's a trout, I think. No, that's a spotted. Oh no, I wanted to show that to the camera. That was a Kentucky bass. Something strange about this. I guess it's just because this water over here is moving slower, but I'm pretty sure a couple weeks ago Phil did the one cast over here and caught like 6 different species in 6 casts. Okay, well, a little bit slower on the action today. This is just one example of how if I was fishing over there, I'd be wanting to use the 16th because of the speed of the water. And over here on this side where it's moving slower, just an example of where you can switch sizes and fish the water as effectively as possible. Well, I'm thinking a couple more casts and call it a day. I was hoping my brown jig was gonna light them up again today, but that's fishing for you. Yesterday they loved it, and today they don't want nothing to do with it. I can see fish jumping right over there against the bank. Oh. Alright, well, no trout today, just a creek chub and almost caught a bass. But we thank you guys for watching. Like and share us on Facebook, and we'll do it for you again tomorrow. Thanks, guys.